क्लास 8 के कुछ स्टूडेंट मुझे मिले, वो मुझे पूछ रहे थे कि सर ये रीडिंग जो है वो उनकी कैसे करनी है, और ये क्वेश्चन, इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर यही है, ये हमने वो किया है, फाइंड किया है। तो देखे हमने रीडिंग करके, तो मैंने देखा वो काफ़ी इररिलेवेंट नज़र आ रहा था। तो यहाँ पे ये ज़रूरत महसूस हुई है कि ये सिलेबस जो है वो, चूँकि मुख्तलिफ़ जगहों पे स्कूलों में मुख्तलिफ़ जगहों पे सिलेबस को पढ़ाया भी जा रहा है, हमारा पीटीबी का सिलेबस जो है वो भी है, लेकिन वो पे उस पे तो काम काफ़ी हो रहा है, और उस पर टीचर भी मौजूद हैं, और जो टीचर पढ़ा रहे हैं वो भी माशाल्लाह कॉम्पिटेंट हैं, और उनका अपना इतना नॉलेज है कि वो सिलेबस को अच्छी तरह से पढ़ा सकें। लेकिन कुछ एक ऐसे बच्चे मिले हैं मुझे कि जिनको यानी अच्छे अंदाज में गाइड करने वाला, ख़ास तौर पर इंग्लिश के हवाले से, तो बहुत मुश्किल है, और वो बहुत टफ सिलेबस है। उसकी वर्डिंग इतनी टफ है, फिर जनरल डिक्शनरी में मैंने देखा है उसकी वर्डिंग नहीं है, ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश है, और वो कुछ वो वर्ड ऐसे भी हैं जो शायद ऑब्सलीट मतरूक हो चुके हैं, अब वो इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहे हैं, इसके बावजूद वो चूँकि उसमें इस्तेमाल हुआ है, वो उनका लिटरेचर है। तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा जो है वो कुछ वर्ड को पढ़ने, अगरचे उसकी ट्रांसलेशन करें तो वो मुश्किल हो जाएगा, लेकिन ये इंग्लिश मीडियम में सिर्फ रीडिंग के हवाले से कुछ मुनासिब अंदाज में, ताकि अगर बच्चे को मुनासिब अंदाज में रीडिंग करनी आती हो तो वो इस सबक को बेहतर अंदाज में काम कर सकता है, बेहतर अंदाज में याद कर सकता है, लिख सकता है, और फिर उसको प्रेजेंट कर सकता है। तो उसके लिए थोड़ी सी जो है वो एक कोशिश की गई है, मैंने कोशिश की है कि ये कुछ सिलेबस जो है उसको रीड आउट किया जाए। तो वो इसमें बुक तो हर रीड नहीं हो सकती, वो काफ़ी लंबा काम होता है, उसके लिए बड़ी वीडियोस चाहिए होती हैं, तो इतना टाइम भी जो हमारे पास हम चुके जो वो नहीं होता। तो इसमें थोड़ा सा जो है वो कंप्यूटर की स्क्रीन के ऊपर कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर किए गए हैं, तो उनको हम रीड आउट कर लेते हैं, ताकि स्टूडेंट को जो है ना वो उनको ख़ास तौर पर पढ़ने के अंदाज में, और उस प्रोनाउंसिएशन भी हो सकती है, या किस तरह से कौन से अल्फाज को मिला के पढ़ना है, वो चूँकि बिल्कुल एक एक लफ्ज़ करके पढ़ते हैं, तो उसमें स्टूडेंट के लिए बहुत से मसाइल हैं, तो उसको हम देख लेते हैं। तो हम चलते हैं कंप्यूटर की स्क्रीन के ऊपर। 8 की इंग्लिश के हवाले से है, ये 6 की इंग्लिश भी हो सकती है, 7 की इंग्लिश भी है, उससे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। तो हम देख लेते हैं कि इसको कैसे करना है। इंग्लिश क्लास 8, what are the followings? Brobdingnags, it is imaginary country name. Global glitch, a little nurse, farmer daughter 9-year-old, the sign of green eagle, something new strange. Gridridge, a person who used to display. Spackneck, a creature of 6 feet body like human beings. Here is a summary of an extract from Gulliver's Travel. Complete it by filling in the blanks. Gulliver was taken care of in the farmer's house by 9-year-old daughter, who arranged for drawer-like bed and also taught him language. As word spread that little man, the town people became curious, and a friend suggested to the farmer that he should take him to the city. Accordingly, the farmer took him to the sign, a green eagle, and hired in to. After a while, Gulliver's performance thrilled the crowd that came to see him. He himself was curious. There are several references to the size of the Brobdingnagians and the things they use. Some of them are direct, as in the following references, but some are indirect references. Pick out 4 indirect references. Global glitch, for the little nurse daughter of farmer, the hazelnut that can blow his heads off, the straw that he used as spike, the girl take him on his hand as little doll. Gulliver says that he owes his preservation to his nurse. What supports his preservations? The little 6-year farmer daughter was his nurse. She took care of her. Gulliver mentioned her with great love. He says it is unfair if not mentioned. Differentiate the following. Gulliver's feeling about being a spectacle for display and spectators' viewpoint. Gulliver was not so easy. He was tired of doing the same act again and again. The spectators were very pleased and amused. They want to see him again and again. The boy's feeling of being scolded and Gulliver's feeling on this occasion. The boy was sad. Gulliver was satisfied that he had narrow escape from the net thrown by the boy. Glitch and her father's attitude towards Gulliver. Glitch was kind and caring. Her father thought him very profitable and provided him everything he needed. Both took great care of him. Why was it a most unusual December for the two children? Usually it was very cold there in December. It was hot and sunny in Santiago, so it is called unusual. What was the super surprise that greeted them in the living room? In the living room, they were super surprised by the two invitation letters for tour to Antarctica. Pick out the expression in the text that tell us that the children could not believe their eyes. Fight, Santiago and Punta Arenas. Chill deep, Punta Arenas to Antarctica. The narrator refers to the Antarctica as the fable continent. What are the fables that children had heard and read before they got this invitation? They were surprised. They have never visited. They knew only the story. They knew only the story books and in geography books about the continent. So they say it is fable continent. Why do you think Antarctica was named Terra Incognito? Because no one knows about this land, so it was given the name of Terra Incognito, which means unknown world. In the map you can see the sailing routes taken by their ship. Some places have been numbered on the routes and named in the key. Fill in the names of the remaining places. The Dark Passage is said to be the main reason why Antarctica was not discovered for a long time. What were the difficulties that seafarers faced? It was the fiercest part of the sea. It was very hard to pass for seafarers as there were icebergs, furious water and mist around. Why is Antarctica convergence so called? Because the water of Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Ocean meet round this convergence. It was very strange and fearing place. Was this the first time their trip had entered the Dark Passage? Yes, it was the first time that they were going to cross the Dark Passage. It was the only way to reach Antarctica. What are the efforts of Big Drag Shake on the narrator and their parents? Everyone was stout. Every face was serious. There was a kind of fear as something unexpected was going to happen. When they reached Antarctica, their initial emotions were of relief and gratitude. Explain why. To cross the Dark Passage was very fearful. Luckily, they have crossed it and reached to the Antarctica without any bad. Even so, they felt relief. Why do you think? Is narrator of the poem give reason of your answer? The writer seems to be interested variety of experience, write detail of each. Exotic, the golden apple, parrot island are exotic. Exciting, the lonely cause mosque and minarets are exciting. Mysterious, the China Wall, the desert and the Nile are mysterious. Dangerous, the black hunter, the crocodile lake and hunting fish are dangerous. Ancient, the jungle the man devouring and desert cities are ancient. Man-made marvels, the palanquin, the swings, the dining room, the wall picture are man-made. The poem begins with the line, I should like to rise and go, and ends with, and when kindly falls night. Does narrator intend to cover all places in a single day? How can you tell? Yes, the poet wants to see all the world from lakes to the mangroves and each place there in world. Robert Louis Steven was the poet who lived in the 19th century in Scotland. I wrote this poem in 21st century. Which place and things might be wished to include? He would have mentioned the Eiffel Tower, the cities of Switzerland, and seven miracles of the world. If he were Pakistani, which place and objects might he include or exclude in his travel wish list? The Kato Mountain, the Naran and Kavan Valley and Huna Lake, the Rawal Lake, the Manora Beach, and many like this. How do people generally react to a natural disaster? The people generally become afraid. They look paralyzed and do not know what to do even. How did Erwin and Jack's response uncommon and extraordinary? Because they were not afraid and confused, they respond to the situation like the heroes. When Erwin called out to the people on the bridge, he did not respond because they were very afraid and fear-struck. Why does Erwin describe as an unforgettable moment in his life? It was 3 years child who was drowning in the sea. No one was going to help her. He went to save, and later Jack came to help him. It was unforgettable incident. They parted without introducing themselves. What does this tell you about Erwin and Jack? They were selfless and brave people. They do not do work for any introduction or reward from the people. The story does not have a completely happy ending. Do you agree? Many people died, but the courage and the selflessness of some heroes make it happy. No one can stop the natural disaster, but the love for humanity make the ending happy. Why does Erwin say that he would like to know if the young girl is year-old girl? Because she was small girl, she was trying to climb a plank to save her life. Who is narrating the poem? The boy who was traveling with his mother is narrating the poem. Are the doors of palanquin closed or open? The doors of the palanquin were closed and only one can peep through them. Describe the horse that the narrator was riding. The horse was moving fast and flying red dust. Give 2 reasons for the mother's fear. She feared because there was no one else and it was getting dark. Describe the people who attack the party. The people were having sticks and other weapons in hands and were happy as they are going to rob them. What was the result of the clash between them and the narrator? The result was that many of them died and others ran away, leaving them. How would the narrator's brother react if he heard about this incident? He won't believe that such things happens. Would the neighbors react in the same way? The neighbors would say, she is lucky mother who was there with brave child. Is this a real happening? Pick out the word, phrase and support your answer. It is not a real happening, it is only a book. It would be like a book we read is the line that shows it is not real happening. What is the reason for the many superstitions regarding eclipse? The reason behind the many superstitions regarding is the lack of scientific knowledge. there is a lack of knowledge that how sun and moon rotate. What are the some of the superstitions practiced at the time of an eclipse? Hiding himself in the houses, taking bath, fast and saying prayers to avoid from the sinister of the eclipse are practiced during it. What, according to the writer, is a real danger related to eclipse? The real danger related to eclipse is it is harmful for eyes to see towards moon with naked eyes. Describe the reaction of the bird and the hippos to the eclipse. The birds and the hippos thought that night is approaching. So they started to their nests and homes as they do normally at the time of sunset. What do you share with the people in Africa in connection with the eclipse? In what way they are different from us? They react same. We react same as Africans do. They stay indoors to avoid any sinister influence. According to the Kenyan fable, the solar eclipse occurs because the sun and the moon were husband and wife. The sun cheated the moon and lost its brightness, although it was same bright as moon. Consider the following titles for this passage. Mere shadow is suitable title, and it shows that it is only shadow of moon on earth. So why all fuss is also suitable, but first one is the most suitable. ये कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर थे जिनको रीड आउट किया गया है ताकि आप लोगों को जो है इसको बेहतर अंदाज में समझने में मदद मिले। और इसकी कुछ रीडिंग जो है वो की है, अगरचे रीडिंग थोड़ा जल्दी में की गई है, लेकिन उम्मीद है कि आपको इससे कुछ फ़ायदा होगा।